Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ray. Today we're going to be looking at your tarot predictions for the rest of 2023, so let's get started. Okay, Aries, starting off with the Two of Wands reversed in January at the beginning of the year for you. I feel like you need to get out of your comfort zone this year, Aries, because you're limiting yourselves. And I feel like there's a lot of self-doubt getting in the way here of you following your passion. I feel like a lot of you have some sort of creative opportunity coming your way in 2023 that you're kind of questioning whether or not you can make this into a real thing or this will bring you financial abundance. Even if it's not something that you're financially concerned with, it feels like some of you are doubting yourselves and your abilities to make what you want to happen, to move forward with projects or ideas, to follow your passions. And it kind of feels like with this Two of Wands in reverse here, you're struggling to make that decision because you're at a crossroads and you don't really know what kind of path to take. It feels like you're being presented with a choice in 2023. You have this Three of Cups here. I feel like, again, with that message of getting out of your comfort zone, there's a lot to celebrate here. You feel good towards the beginning of the year because you're freeing yourself. Take back control of your life, Aries. You need to get yourself out of this cage so that you can run free, so that you can run wild. And again, with that Two of Wands in reverse here, I feel like there's a lot of doubt in the way of you getting out of this cage, a lot of self-doubt and self-limiting beliefs that are preventing you from following your passions. Some of you could be going out with friends and family more, especially if you've been feeling cooped up inside lately. Some of you just need to get out there more, especially if you're an introvert. That could be what that message is about, getting out of your comfort zone, doing more socializing, doing more celebrating, getting involved in your community, spending more time with people, getting to know people better. I'm also hearing with this Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the Empress card, for those of you who are single moving into 2023, Aries, I feel like you're not going to be single for long, okay? We have three commitment cards here, three marriage cards. That doesn't have to be literal if you don't believe in marriage, but I feel like there's a new person coming your way for those of you who are single. If you're already in a connection, I'm seeing solidity here. I'm seeing the two of you moving forward, taking the next steps in your relationship together. For some of you, this could be a new cycle, taking the next step, moving in together, adopting a pet, getting engaged, getting married. Like the two of you are solid and stable and moving forward. And again, if you're single right now, Aries, you're not going to be single for long, okay? And all three of these cards are in the first half of the year. So I feel like you can definitely expect this forward movement in your personal relationships by June. We have a Tower card here. Some of you could be struggling with addictions. That could be literal for some of you. You might be trying to let go of alcohol or drug problems. For some of you, I'm also hearing this could possibly be an addiction to drama or addiction to a toxic person, a relationship that is no longer serving you. It doesn't have to be a current romantic connection. Some of you could still be tied to a past person and you're still kind of going through those lingering energies, going through a healing phase. I'm also hearing for some of you, this could be like a fake friend or a family member. So take it how it resonates. This could even be like a toxic work environment for some of you, a contract that's just not coming to fruition, a project that you're not getting the results that you wanted to see. And it feels like you're letting that tower fall. And change can be scary, okay, when you have this big change coming your way towards the beginning of your year, possibly in March for some of you. But with destruction comes creation, okay? So remember that you get to rebuild this tower. And look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. Because when you get rid of this toxic energy that's been holding you back and keeping you in your comfort zone, you are now free to stop limiting yourselves when that tower falls and follow your passion. I also feel like this is you kind of letting go of that self-doubt that's been limiting you in the first place. Ignoring that voice in your head that tells you that you can't do it. You have the Six of Pentacles here, and you have this You Deserve Love card. You are lovable. Again, for a lot of you, I feel like getting out of your comfort zone, this means relationships, especially with that Tower card that we were just talking about. Some of you might be used to very imbalanced connections, Aries, giving to situations or giving to people that don't give back, and that could be in work or in personal relationships. But again, with this you deserve love card here, it feels like this insecurity is what you're working on this year. You should make this your New Year's resolution, Aries. Believing that you are lovable, focusing on more self-love and raising your standards when it comes to how you accept the way that other people will treat you. With this Six of Pentacles here, you could also be just kind of going with the flow right now. I'm seeing like a very open flow in your energy. For some of you, you could be attracting more prosperity to you, especially with that Two of Wands in reversed. Once you make the decision to go after your passions, there could actually be a literal like increase in finances here. And again, once you stop telling yourself that I can't do this or I don't deserve it, that's when that flow opens up and you're going to see the results that you want. You're going to be able to move forward once you let go of that doubt. You have the Ten of Cups here. This is a happy ending card. Again, for some of you, this could be a literal connection, a new person coming your way, or if you're already in a solid, stable relationship, I'm seeing a lot of happiness here. The two of you moving forward together and taking the next steps. It feels like within your energy in itself, especially with that open flow with the Six of Pentacles, a lot of you are starting to feel like everything that you've been working for is coming full circle, especially with this Two of Wands reversed. If you're starting to doubt yourselves in 2023, Aries, because this is something you've been working on for a while now and you're getting frustrated because you're not seeing the results that you want, I feel like, again, you need to keep doing the work that you have been doing. You are moving forward, but I feel like you're moving forward slower than you expected to, and you wanted those results to be here by now. But don't give up hope. Okay, if you get out of that comfort zone and get out of that negative, limited headspace and that negative way of thinking, I feel like you can still do this. Because there's a sense of wholeness that comes with the Ten of Cups, and that doesn't have to be with other people, it's within your own energy too. Do you know how to make yourself happy without relying on other people or relying on material things to bring happiness to you? We have the Empress card here, male, female, take it how it resonates. And we also have past life relationship. You have known each other before. Again, if you don't believe in past lives, this doesn't have to be literal. For those of you who are looking for a relationship reading, this could be a new person or a current connection with a very intense bond. Okay, it feels like you've known each other before. This person might even look familiar to you, especially if this is a new person that you're meeting this year. You might be like, I swear I've seen you before. This might also be a very passionate relationship, and I feel like for some of you, this person sees you as the Empress, Aries. Even if you don't see yourself as the Empress, this person might be very physically attracted to you, but this is also just the way that they see you. This person sees your worth, this person sees your value, and again, with that getting out of your comfort zone message, it feels like you need to start looking at yourself this way as well, treating yourself like royalty. Because the Empress does not settle for less than they deserve, okay? The Empress has high standards. And anybody who wants to fight to be in the Empress's life will meet those standards no matter how high they are. So if you keep saying no and telling the universe what you don't want, then eventually the universe will figure out what you do want, Aries, and they will bring a better person or a better situation to you. Especially if you're single, you do not have to settle for the first option that comes your way just because you don't want to be alone. Moving into the second half of 2023 with the Eight of Wands, Aries, it feels like things are picking up speed, especially with that power of manifestation, okay? Because there's a contrast here between the Eight of Wands and feeling stuck with that Two of Wands reverse that you have at the beginning of the year. It feels like, again, you're letting go of those limiting beliefs. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're ignoring all of the doubt and the negative voice in your head that tells you that you can't do it. And it feels like once you learn how to treat yourself more like an empress, once you learn how to treat yourself like royalty, things pick up speed. This is a travel card, so for some of you that could be literal. There might be a relocation involved. You might be traveling a lot for work. Some of you could be going on vacation. I'm also hearing for some of you in terms of romantic connections, you might be connecting with somebody who's at a distance from you. It also feels like in the middle of the year, you're kind of dealing with not nostalgia, but looking back on past situations and kind of comparing yourself to who you are today. Not in a bad way, but like I always say, don't compare yourself to who you were yesterday because nothing changes overnight. You know what I mean? Compare yourself to who you were a year ago, Aries. You know, were you in a different relationship? Were you at a completely different job? Like, where were you a year ago? What were you worried about a year ago? And then you start to see how much progress you've made. Then you start to see, okay, I have moved forward. I have moved on from that. You have the devil here. Some of you could have a Capricorn coming your way. And we have this worth waiting for card. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Again, I'm hearing that message of getting out of your comfort zone this year, Aries. A lot of you are doubting yourselves and limiting yourselves from moving forward. And I know manifestation is not like an uphill battle all the way, okay? It's a roller coaster ride. It goes like this, right? It goes up and down. You're still going to have moments where you're doubting yourself. You're still going to have fear. You're still going to feel like this isn't working. Some of you might even give up entirely, like throw in the towel. I'm hearing some of you are going to stop believing entirely. And with that Eight of Wands there, it's like once you give up, that's exactly when that rapid action is going to happen, and that's when things are going to pick up speed. Once you give up entirely and put this into the universe's hands, once you let go of this fear and say, fuck it, then the universe is going to step in because now you're putting everything in the universe's hands. Like you're letting the universe take the wheel instead of trying to control everything yourself. We have the Ten of Wands here. This is another ending card. So we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Two ending cards. I feel like a lot of you are kind of going through cycles this year, and this might be more than one cycle. I'm hearing for some of you that your relationships this year are really great, but you're struggling with following your passions in terms of your career and finances. So for some of you, it might be like one area of your year is really great and the other area of your year is like kind of meh. Especially with this Ten of Wands here, there's something towards the end of the year that you feel like has become a burden. You have a lot of weight on your shoulders. Some of you might be biting off more than you can chew, taking on more than you can handle, and it's not your responsibility to carry this. Especially in terms of finances and career, with this Two of Wands reversed, some of you might feel like, how do I go after my passion if there's so much that I have to deal with in terms of that? Like, especially if you're trying to create something financial out of something that you're just very passionate about. To some of you, it might be starting to feel like just a job. Like, there's a lot of background work that's boring or something like that. Like, I'm getting this general image of like responsibility and obligation, like doing your duty, that kind of thing. And it's weighing very heavily on you. This might be causing some anxiety and stress, but you can choose to drop that burden anytime. And I'm not saying literally like stop whatever it is that you're doing and give up. Again, it feels like once you kind of let go of control and just get out of that comfort zone, then the universe will be able to take over and steer the wheel for you. You have the King of Swords here. Again, masculine, feminine, take it how it resonates. Some of you could have an air sign coming your way this year, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the King of Swords is very analytical, logical, rational. You know what I mean? Like they know how to detach themselves emotionally so that they can look at all of the facts from a third party perspective and make the decision that's best for everybody. Because the King of Swords knows that history repeats itself. And it feels like you're gaining clarity towards something at the end of the year, especially in terms of this Two of Wands reversed message that I keep hearing. In terms of controlling that anxiety and that feeling of doubt and fear that's keeping you limited, being able to kind of step outside of your anxiety and asking yourself, is this something that I should actually be worried about? Or am I thinking about the situation too negatively? And remembering that you can have mental strength here. You can have power over the way that you think about things. I'm hearing I am happy because I choose to be. I'm happy because I say so. And trying to keep in that positive mindset and cut out any toxic negative thoughts or toxic situations or toxic people that are holding you back from your goals this year is going to keep you in a feeling of empowerment. I'm also hearing again with this message of mental strength, like the universe might be pushing you this year and testing you, seeing what your limits are, seeing how much you can handle. And they want to see if they throw everything that you actually want at you your way, are you actually going to be able to deal with it? You have the Eight of Pentacles towards the end of the year. Again, I feel like for a lot of you, this is about your career and finances. You're focused on your craftsmanship, okay? You got that hustle life going. And it's going to take grit. It's going to take patience. You have to get down to the details and really focus on what it is that you're trying to perfect here. Especially with that Two of Wands reversed. Some of you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to let yourself follow your passions. Because the only thing holding you back is yourself, Aries. And the way that you think about yourself and the way that you think about the situation. At the end of the year, you have the Three of Wands, and I'm hearing this double message between the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands because both of these cards are about progression, making progress. But there's a contrast in the timeline here. This is like very fast movement, like things happening unexpectedly with this Eight of Wands. Some of you could hear about an opportunity in the middle of the year that kind of comes out of the blue. And the Three of Wands is much slower progress. So after things pick up in the middle of the year, you might feel like that momentum is starting to slow down. And again, that could be you losing concentration or losing focus again, but it feels more positive to me. Just because you're moving forward slowly doesn't mean you're not moving forward at all. Because there is still progression here from this Two of Wands reversed to the Three of Wands. So you are making moves forward. And it feels like at the end of the year, you're kind of in the planning stage where you've gotten down to the details and you've figured out what it is that you want to do and how you want to move forward. And now it feels like you're kind of trying to manifest something that you've been anticipating, something that you've been waiting for, because you are actively persistent. Clarifying the Tower is the Seven of Wands. When this big change happens, you're going to be resistant to it at first, Aries. It feels like you have walls up here, and that's because of that fear that's holding you back. The universe is going to push you out of your comfort zone this year, okay? And it's going to feel uncomfortable, but that's how you grow. Let the tower fall, let that change happen because it's going to bring you something much better. It feels like with this Seven of Wands here, this is just a new challenge that you have to learn to deal with this year. So, how are you going to deal with that challenge? Are you going to fight against it or are you going to embrace the changes that are coming for you? Because the harder you fight against it, the more the universe is going to push back. And then the more chaotic and messier this situation is going to be. You have to trust that even if something feels totally shitty right now, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you learn to stand your ground whenever this hits you like lightning, you can make it to the other side and then turn around and be like, oh, okay, I understand why I had to go through this now. I understand why this had to happen because now I'm in a much better place and I learned something from this. Embrace this tower moment instead of fighting against it. Clarifying the Devil is the Lover's card. Some of you could have a Gemini coming your way. In terms of new connections or even current connections, Aries, I feel like for a lot of you, you could be manifesting a twin flame. If you believe in twin flames, I know that not everybody does, so just keep that in mind. But this is a very intense physical and emotional connection, like I said before. It feels like you're going to do a lot of learning about yourself through this connection, especially with this devil energy here. I'm not necessarily seeing this as like a toxic combination. It feels like because of the intensity of this connection, you really have to dive deep to deal with your inner issues. Like this is the kind of connection that's going to be so intense that you're going to like read books on how to have a healthy relationship. You know what I mean? Like you're going to do a lot of learning about yourself through this connection. And it's going to help you come into alignment with your own values, especially if you feel like something that you need to work on, Aries, is breaking toxic behaviors or toxic patterns that may have served you in the past but no longer serve you now. Like this connection is going to be an awakening. It's going to make you realize that there are things about yourself that you need to fix. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but nobody's perfect. And you always have the choice to stay stuck in the past or to improve yourself for the future. I saw this TikTok the other day that was brilliant, and it was a girl talking about how therapy taught her to treat herself like she is the love of her life. And I want you to start thinking like that this year, Aries. Clarifying the Ten of Wands is the Six of Cups. There's a sense of something familiar here, especially if you kind of feel like you're going through the same cycle in your career and finances. Like this just kind of feels like you balancing the day to day, managing daily affairs, trying to get your priorities straight. Like again, I feel like you're just doing your duty here, and it kind of feels like the same thing over and over again, and you might be kind of hitting a wall in terms of what you are passionate about, and that's something that you're going to have to discover about yourself this year. Some of you could also have kids involved, especially if you're older and it feels like you're trying to provide for your family. But there's a very nostalgic energy that comes with the Six of Cups, especially because responsibilities start to weigh heavily on you as you get older. And a lot of you are trying to find this balance and go back to a time where you did things just for fun, where you enjoyed life more. Again, finding that passion in your work again, following your passions. Some of you are trying to make more time to relax with your family and your friends, celebrate more, have more fun, even picking up old hobbies that you used to do that you kind of fell out with. Okay, Aries, I feel like those were the messages that you needed to hear for 2023. You can comment down below if any of these messages resonate or like this video to let me know. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and click those bell notifications to make sure that you never miss a tarot prediction from me. And I'll see you in your next video. Bye!